Hi, this is John the Great, or JTG. Welcome to the Big Boys Podcast. Brian Hickey and I would like to thank you for tuning in. In this episode you are about to hear, we eloquently discuss such topics as the Rocky movie franchise, cartography, the Free Willy sequels, Hollywood actor Michael Madsen, and the United States Armed Forces. If you like this episode, please give us a follow. Just search Big Boys or Big Boys Pod Spot on Spotify, YouTube, and Anchor. Remember, you can leave us a voice message about this or any previous episode on Spotify and Anchor, or just let us know your thoughts and feelings, past, present, and future. And by all means, please share us with your friends and family. Thank you for your time, and we sincerely hope you enjoy.
Okay, now we can be friends.
Okay.
Now that the world will know that we're talking to one another.
Now that it's on record.
Yeah. If it's not on the record, I mean, then go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of like Facebook official in a way.
Exactly, and you know how important that is. We are the Facebook officialists, man.
Yeah, we've checked off a number of things.
Yeah, dude, as you know, I've been off the Facebook for like over a month. I just popped on today because I was like, oh wait, I submitted to like these voiceover agencies, and they said shoot them a message through Facebook, and I was like, well fuck, maybe they actually got back to me when I wasn't paying attention, but long story short, they did not. So anyways, I have not missed anything from the month I've been off, and you know what? It is Facebook officially not too bad.
You know what? I kind of get you in a way. It's nice to disconnect like that, because I did that a few years ago when they made an issue about my name being John the Great. They like briefly deactivated my account.
Yeah. Well, I like how you're
feel it.
Yeah. I like how you compared my
down. I was just off of it for probably a couple months before I finally kind of caved.
Yeah.
You know what? I find that after a little while, I didn't really miss it.
No, same here, man. Yeah. The what I particularly am finding the most serene, which I also enjoyed, that you took my story of finding serenity of being off the social media and compared it with yours just out of spite and pride, because they wouldn't let you use your stage name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I had it on there for like 10 years at the time. It was like, why is this an issue now all of a sudden?
Which, again, I'm not on there, but I believe I've seen other people that have names that are not their names on there now. So I think you could actually do it again.
I don't know. I feel like those people are living on borrowed time.
You think so? Do you think somebody complained?
It's possible. I think what happened, because when I originally created the account, something about the fact at the time it was like John the Great, but I had the Great as one word, and I think I was in there to try and separate it. I don't know why I got the whim to do that after 10 years, and it seemed like not long after that it got flagged. So I don't know if that for some reason drew the algorithm to it.
Do you think perhaps you got taken down by the actual grammar police?
It's possible, and I don't think they had a warrant, for being honest with you.
Well, it was two words smashed together as one. They had probable cause, Your Honor.
Yeah, I guess I did give them probable cause. Of course, they caught me correcting my grammar then, so I don't know what their problem was.
Yeah, well, preaching to the choir on that one. Just because you try to make yourself a better man doesn't make your past go away.
It's always something.
Goddamn grammar police. And the grammar courts. And the grammar probations they put you on.
Grammar courts, the grammar police. Then you go through the grammar justice system.
Mm-hmm. Hire a grammar legal team who fucking just charge you at the kazooka. That's not a word, but I was trying to think of a least crass word for, ass, but I came up short.
I don't know. Here.
Yeah, no. Let's just, let's make it a word. You're Kazuka.
Behind. Rump, booty, any of that kind of stuff, I guess.
Yeah, we're past it now, man. The moment's gone.
Only with that attitude is it gone.
Touche, my man. Yeah,
I
touche.
cling to the moment.
That a boy, and that is something I'm working on, is being more present in the moment.
Yeah,
so
it's over when I say it's over. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna turn that into you speaking positively about, hey, just be present, Brian.
Hey, there you go, attaboy. That's the attitude to have.
That's the ticket right there. I tell you.
Now that's a winning mindset.
Yeah. Speaking of winning mindsets, you just got back from the bar, eh?
Yeah. I wasn't there for very long. Only a couple drinks, but yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: did you totally forget that we had scheduled to do this after you got off work, or was it just surely out of spite?
No. I completely forgot till you called.
I thought so. Yeah. How did that ADHD diagnosis go?
It's pretty good. I keep forgetting to take the second pill throughout the day, though.
Yeah. Well, that's how you got it.
I don't think this is really an ADHD thing, though. I think it's more just like an absent-minded kind of thing.
Oh, you think it's just maybe you're an asshole?
I think that affects a number of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily related to this, but
I'm sure there's a spectrum of sorts we could look at a chart.
So you're saying I'm on the spectrum?
Oh, God. All right. Well, I guess I can't release any of these. We're definitely getting canceled. I was on the fence, but we are definitely...
I'm just asking for some clarification.
Oh, man. The answer is yes. Dude, it's been a week. It's been some highs, been some lows, mostly mids, but I'm cleared to stay in Los Angeles for the foreseeable future at the moment.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. Let me knock on this wood real quick. It was a little scary there. On Wednesday, I got a call from my probation officer, who's not technically my probation officer. She works with the probation office, isn't calling on behalf of them, but she is not assigned to me. It's great bureaucracy. Anyways, she called to inform me that my transfer had got denied, but it was just getting denied on a technicality. And if the correct paperwork was submitted from Palo Pinto office, it would then get, then she would, what's the word I'm looking here? All these fucking brain farts I'm having. She would approve it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, fine. And she's like, yeah, you don't personally have to do anything. I'm going to, message the probation board there or whatever. And they'll, it's all paperwork stuff that you don't have to technically worry about. And of course, I still try to get a hold of the probation. Yeah, right. Yeah. I still try to get a hold of the probation office anyways, just to, be proactive.
Sure.
And of course, I couldn't get a hold of them. But then I get like this message from the Palo Pinto office saying that, I had an appointment with the probation officer there today. And so it would have been like this whole last minute thing. And, basically, if they, long story short is yesterday, I got up at the crack of dawn, actually before the crack of dawn, just at the crack. Because it's at 6 o'clock time here, 8 o'clock your time, to, see what's up. And long story short is they have submitted the correct paperwork now. And so, there's still things that could happen that, could throw wrenches in the whole thing, because that's, it's the fun of bureaucracy and paperwork. But you know what? I got to look at it like this way. I wasn't even supposed to have today, you know. My ass was potentially supposed to be back in Texas as I'm speaking to you right now. But I got today. And today is such a gift.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how was your week, man? What you been up to?
Oh, man, it's been about the same for me. I wish it was more exciting, you know. I applied for a job out near closer to my parents, didn't get it, so, you know, that was cool.
Look at you. You know, putting yourself out there and getting rejected.
Rejected, yeah, story of my life.
Oh, man, I know that story so well.
Story of our life, I should say.
Yeah.
I watched Rocky 1, 2, and 3 recently, so that was cool.
Wow, that's speaking of being proactive.
Yeah, they're very motivational.
Absolutely, so motivational. You got to watch all 6 of them, and
that's probably what's going to happen now. If I'm being honest with you.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget about the creeds.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do that too.
I haven't checked those out either. I hear they're good. I just don't.
They are. I have seen them. They're pretty good.
That's how they get you, though. Is like, if I want to see like a spin-off to a sequel, it's like, you know, God, I want to watch the original first, and then so I'm gonna have to get through 6 Rockies, you know, and you know that's a solid 12 hours of my life.
Sure. Again, all the Rockies are pretty solid. I don't care what anyone says. I think the first 3 are the best. Probably.
Yeah, for sure. No, I don't like. Again, I'm not, you know, hating on the sequels or anything like that. But yeah, for sure. I think the first 3 are the best. I think those were the most creative and trend-setting. You know, you look at Rocky. Well, hell, even Rocky 1 and 2. Rocky 1 and 2 are completely different, like tones than 3 and on. You know what I mean? Like, because there was a little bit of a montage there, but it was not as fast-paced as once you get to Rocky 3.
Well, and what got me, though, is in Rocky 2, part of the plot was the fact that he was supposed to be getting these endorsements and things, but, like, part of the problem was he couldn't, like, read very well and deliver his lines, and couldn't get another job very much because he didn't have much education.
Yeah, and then suddenly he's like, you know, he might as well as be a sports broadcaster in Rocky 3. Like, all that shit goes out the window. He's doing so many ads.
He's, like, doing endorsements all over the place. He's, like, a credit card endorsement. There's, like, magazine photo shoots, all type of stuff. Like,
hey, I'm Rocky 3 now, and I read good.
Yeah. All of a sudden, now he's capable of saying the lines.
Apollo punched my brain into where I could see words right.
Well, have you ever seen Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah.
Okay, I say that because I got one line that I feel like is relevant here based on what you're saying, like Creed punched his brain right. When when Cousin Eddie shows up and he's got his daughter or whatever, and she says she's not cross-eyed anymore. He's like, falls down a well, goes cross-eyed, gets kicked by a mule, they go back straight. Maybe that's what happened with Rocky. First move in the fight, punched him so hard he can't read. Second fight, punched him so hard, he can read again.
Yeah. And then, of course, it all goes downhill in Rocky 5 because, you know, by that time, Apollo's dead, can't punch his brain back to normal.
Yeah.
But he works with Apollo's trainer in Balboa. And, you know, I think it's just like, you know, second-generation punch right. You know.
It seems by then he's, like, wizened up a lot. Of course, I was reading some stuff on Reddit, too, and they were saying the point of Rocky was more so that it wasn't that he was necessarily all that dumb. He was pretty street smart. It's just he'd had, like, very little formal education, didn't complete school. And I guess it's true if you see it after that. He's sitting there reading a book with Adrian in bed and, like, reading to her when she's in the hospital in 2. Maybe he worked on his reading skills, and by Rocky 3, he was good enough and confident enough to a point that he could deliver the lines, you know, for like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I feel like he probably stepped up his training a little bit more, but he also had the privilege of being a full-time boxer at that point, and therefore he wasn't devoting so much of his time being a goon for like yeah. But for honestly, like the most lovable mafioso guy I've ever seen in cinema.
The nicest like mafioso. Giving him money for his date and like.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like he really cared about Rock, you know, and that's That's the kind of message I want to see about the mob.
Yeah, and I've never seen that in any other like mafia film. Like, think at the beginning, he was supposed to break that guy's thumbs. He didn't do it. So what's the guy say? He was like, "Hey, you didn't do what I asked you. Hey, here's $20. All right, see you later."
And then meanwhile, the other guy who's in the car with him is giving Rocky shit, and he's just like basically just stopping him, like, "Hey, that's not how we do things. We're in the respectable mafia. We're about dignity and respect.
Respect, yeah. Hey, he's one of us.
Yeah. Yeah, when we break your thumbs, we look you in the eye and we say, "You're welcome."
Dude, speaking of Stallone and breaking thumbs, have you watched The Tulsa King?
No, I got to check it out, man.
Good.
I got to be honest, doing all this AA stuff is taking up all my time, which is good because I honestly do not need to be devoting 6 hours a day to watching TV, especially when I have the ambitions that I have that are still, slowly getting, obtained. But like, if I want to be writing in, my own comedy show here, like, how do I plan to do that between, spending X number of hours at work, X number of hours, working on bettering myself through the Alcoholics Anonymous program with my sponsor. And then fortunately, there is no time for me to check out a bunch of stuff. Like I'm still on the, what were we talking about last time? The 1883, which is a pretty decent series, but like, that's only like, 10 episodes. If I didn't have anything else going on, I'd have cracked that up, got that done in like 3 days.
Yeah.
But I'm on episode like 4 now.
Yeah. Honestly, speaking of which, been watching 1923, and I kind of like it better so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I have notes for the 1883 one.
I mean, it didn't suck. Don't get me wrong. It was good.
No. Same here. I'm not. Yeah. Again, like I'm not like, oh, this is a piece of shit, and I'm gonna spend every bit of my free time watching this. It's just there are elements to it that like I feel like the credits intro, the intro credits are they kind of have a hint of Smallville to them. They're a bit much,
I guess.
But it's my own personal taste. So I listen to Michael Rosenbaum's podcast from time to time, and it does kind of baffle me that no one has talked to him about like those cheesy ass Smallville credits.
Well, you got to think. I guess that was popular for the time and place. Like it seems cheesy now, but
I think it seemed cheesy then. But
lots of shows were doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just. All right. Yeah. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna quit being so pessimistic about it. Somebody, those credits were out there, and they probably had somebody save them.
They probably paid someone to.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, dude. So it's been good. Just been working on doing the steps, taking the inventory. I talked with an actor buddy out here, and I'm gonna prepare to submit some of my materials to see if their manager will be interested in representing me. It's certainly no guarantee, but it's I feel like I'm in Rocky 1, 2, and 3. Like I'm back, baby.
All at once.
All at once, which is basically Rocky 3. That's montage mania right there. I love Rocky 3.
Yeah, Rocky 3 is good.
Yeah, I told you the Rocky 3 stand-up bit I had in mind, right?
I don't think you did.
I sent it to you on the phone. The trying to act in Hollywood is a lot like Rocky 3. You think you're getting ready to go in there. You're going to be a contender, but turns out you're just you've been training for this all your life as a professional actor, in this case a boxer. But you think you're gonna finally get a shot with the champ. You're gonna be Clubber Lang, or you're gonna be any of these guys that are going up for the title. But really, you're just one of the first 9 guys Rocky beats the shit out of in the first 3 minutes of the opening credit. You just kind of left in the hallway just with a concussion, just going, did that happen? Yeah, did that happen? Is it over? because I don't remember much of it. I just know that it went by really fast, and it hurt a lot. And
what was that one cracked article? You remember? It was about the guy where it was like, got rob a payday loan.
Yeah, got robbed a payday loan store high and robbed a payday loan store.
Yeah, it was like in the first couple rounds, it was like Tyson, I guess, destroyed the part of his brain that knows what legs do.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You just walk out and destroy the part of your brain that knows what legs do.
Yeah. Man, Cracked had some great articles. They still do, I'm sure, but I haven't checked it out in forever. But that one, I just remember us laughing our ass off to that one. I don't remember what. Yeah. I don't remember what boxer they were talking about, but that was just the perfect analogy for it.
Yeah, he got robbed a payday loan store.
It robbed a payday loan store. Yeah. Destroyed the part of his brain that knows what legs do.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and I got another stand-up bit that I'm trying to work on here. I haven't gone and done any stand-up since before I did my court case, just because, again, I'm trying to work on me. But I love that. Well, it's originally by Bruce Springsteen, Atlantic City, but obviously I love the band's version. But the joke works better if I'm just saying I'm listening to the Springsteen version. But the chorus of that song is it's one of the more deep court lyrics in a song that I've heard, and most songs of everything dies and that's a fact, but maybe everything that dies someday will come back. And I just imagine Bruce is going in explaining this song that he wants to record to the studio for the first time, and they're just, wow, Bruce, that's really profound lyrics. That's going to make a hell of a chorus. And how did you want to start off this song? I was thinking maybe I would lead in with, they killed the chicken man in Philly last night.
Huh?
Oh, okay. So this song with the profound chorus of everything dies and comes back is the story of maybe a chicken man being beaten to death and coming back to life. It's really deep, guys. I think you're gonna love it. And it was, no, you're the boss, Bruce. Whatever you say. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I still like that one bit you were having one time. I think was it about Billy Joel talking about?
I gotta work that one through, man.
It's love to his mixed drink.
Yeah. Oh, it's just Billy Joel returning to that bar after, and realizing that there were consequences that were faced of him releasing that song, and just hey, everybody, it's the Piano Man. He's back. Look who it is.
Hey, what's that dude over there? He is. That dude over there. Why is his dick in his glass?
Yeah.
He's
so I gotta make sure.
Straight screwing his gin and tonic.
Yeah. I'm just I don't know if you noticed, Billy, but the bar's a little bit more emptier than it used to be. You remember Davey? Right? Yeah, he was in the Navy. Yeah. Killed himself. Yep. Heard your song, realized that you had a point. He was probably going to be in there for life, and he just ended it all. Hope you're happy, you smug fuck. Play us a song.
Yeah, right here. Okay, so it wasn't Peter McNeely. I'm confused. That Peter McNeely was Tyson's first fight out of prison.
Oh, okay.
And it basically just destroyed his career because he was decent. He was up and coming. He was all that. And it was okay, well, he's getting to fight Tyson. But it was okay, well, Tyson's been in prison. And so it's Tyson beat the ever-living crap out of him. And it was his career just didn't really go anywhere after that.
Prison,
okay,
the
so
ultimate body.
I found the crack
training.
It says the guy's name was Clifford Etienne. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Okay.
Yeah, it says right here. It says became a amateur boxer after he got out. I guess he'd already done prison.
Yeah, you got to get that one off the bucket list if you're going up against Tyson.
Yeah, it says he had a perfect 19-0 record with 13 knockouts. Blah, blah. And then he had a loss. He seemed okay, winning 5 more fights from Omo 03. He says, but I guess he had 49 seconds to kill one night, so he spent them against Tyson, whose right hand exploded the part of Clifford's brain that knows what legs do. It's yeah. Following that loss, he was never the same. back-to-back losses. Oh, where's it? Yeah, it's like, so in 2005, on a hot summer night in Baton Rouge, Clifford got rob a payday loan store high and robbed a payday loan store.
That's really smart writing. Like, just had 41 seconds to kill one night. Yeah, I just love that. Yeah,
I think about that sometimes too. Just looking.
I mean, that is so dismissive of this guy training for probably months on end to fight Tyson. I guess he had 41 seconds to kill because that's all it took to get the shit kicked out of him.
Well, then right here it says, once the judge was convinced he was reading actual charges and not a Martin Scorsese script, he gave Clifford 150 years without parole.
Oh man, yeah, I am. God, what? Slow clap to that. I am jealous. I cannot. I could write. You and I can write some cringe-worthy situations, but God, that's just intelligent highbrow humor. You like how I took you down with me there when I was calling us dummies? Yeah.
I'm not objecting to it. That's why I just agreed. Because I'm aware.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good that we know our place.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Watch this video of him just getting his face caved in by Tyson.
All right. Well, we're recording an episode here, and there is no cameras, so maybe we focus on some making some content that isn't just the silence of you watching Tyson beat the shit out of somebody.
No, there was gonna be commentary. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
I know, but like, it's. I don't think you're aware of the amount of time between you talking and just generically saying something that there is no video being attached to what you're saying.
Yep. Actually, that last one was a real laugh. I know it may not have sounded like it, but.
No, I can again, I have an ear for your sounds. Like I can distinguish between your fake laugh, your real laugh, between your chair squeaking and your ass leaking. So I'm going to save that one for the poetry jam.
And then everybody will snap.
Yeah. Are you're just watching the Tyson videos now?
No, that link wouldn't work. I'd have to look it up. And plus, as per our conversation, I'm going to hold off for now.
That a boy. Now we got his attention.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still here talking. I'm just only moderately distracted.
Yeah. So we're just gonna leave it to me to steer the conversation again. So what's the on the agenda for the weekend? I'm sure you're working and stuff, but are we gonna knock out the rest of Rocky? Is that what's happening?
There's a very good chance. Because I kind of fell asleep during the final Clubber Lang fight last night, so I got to finish that. And after that, I'll probably be in the mood to watch Rocky 4.
Yeah, until you realize it ain't so bad. Ain't so bad.
Man. I'm still standing. At least I'm not breathing hard.
Yeah. No, what's happening is you're getting a concussion. Ain't so bad. I can't remember my name. Ain't so bad.
Yeah, and it's like, Rocky, you're talking to the wall. Like,
yeah. The fight ended 3 hours ago.
Actually, no. According to this doctor right here, it's actually quite serious.
Yeah,
it's very bad. I'm sorry, Rocky. Yeah.
Or he just thinks he's saying that, and then suddenly, like the smelling salts are broken, and he just realized he's been unconscious.
Rocky, Mick died 3 years ago. Like,
yeah. Oh. You are giving me a hankering for old Rocky 3 though. That is that's a classic.
I don't know, for like at least once a year, and it's usually one in the series that I get a hankering to watch. Either the first one, second one, whatever. Whichever one I watch, it usually ends up to being like, I'm gonna watch them all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like I can't just jump into Rocky 3. Like, I mean, I know it's a well done enough movie to where like you can watch Rocky 3 without having seen 1 and 2, but it's just like, man, it's almost like having a fine meal. You know what I mean? Like this would have been paired well with, with the appetizers of 1 and 2, and then you get to 3, and that, what a meal that is. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess Rocky 4 is some dessert for some people. Rocky 5 is when you know you're full.
Yeah, you're like, this one didn't come out so good.
When they're just like, keep on repeating to you, go for it, and I'm just, no, thank you. I quite stuffed with Rockies. And then Rocky 6, Balboa comes around, and you're like, I could eat again.
You know what? That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Rocky 5 is kind of just like getting like going to a restaurant that you've been to, but having a bad experience, and you think, man, this place has really gone downhill.
Yeah, never coming back again. Oh, what's that? They're having another one? Okay, well,
eventually later you're like, you know what? I'll give it another chance. Rocky Balboa comes out, and you're like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
This place is pretty good after all.
Yeah. That was a really delicious morsel when he's giving his son that speech and that's how when it's done.
Yeah.
That is a damn good monologue.
And then Creed comes out, and it's kind of like same place, new management kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I thought this place was going to go downhill with new management, but it's actually still really good.
Yeah. And look who's coming in for a visit, the old manager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad they kept the old staff.
Yeah, this was an amicable departure. That's nice.
Honestly, that's a pretty good analogy. I'm going to stick with it.
Hey, it's recorded right here. You heard it first, us and maybe another listener on a good day.
Yeah, it's us and
yeah, and then and maybe one of us listening from another computer, so we could have 3 views.
That way, yeah, we have 3 views. Like, yep, see that, we're really taking off.
Yep, really, really expanding, dude. I gotta start shooting these guys out because now the backlog's coming up. Is this number 4? Is this our 4th episode?
Something like that, 3 or 4.
It's 3 or 4. It's too many in the back catalog. I gotta start dumping them out on the Spotify and then the YouTube, man. Yeah. I was gonna, maybe do an intro for each one of like, hey, we talked about this. Sorry, we're stupid. We don't know what we're talking about. We probably said something offensive, but I assure you, we had no idea we were saying something offensive at the time because once again, we're stupid.
I was thinking kind of go the Seinfeld route and be like podcast about nothing. It's literally just 2 doofuses talking.
Yeah, which honestly, there are plenty of those out there. But, hey, it's us, so it's special. And we I gotta make like a artwork for us. I think it's gonna be pretty simple. I think we'll just mash 2, artistic photos of us. Like you have that one of you creepily, leaning over your computer. And then I have this one of too many faces of me. Maybe we'll mash that together, throw in some text that says big boys and call it a day. Because again, I'm not putting too much effort into this.
Yeah. I'm a big kid now.
Hey. And we'll just, speckle some.
Not to be confused with push pops. 2 different things.
What is the push pop slogan? How's that go?
I don't know. I was just saying don't confuse pull-ups with push pops.
I mean, I understand that it's like a 2-word thing, but like who was going to do that?
Pull up, push pop. I could understand, somebody going in there and they didn't really know exactly what they're looking for. And like, oh, my kid wants this frozen dessert or whatever. I think it was called a pull up. Yeah, that sounds right. And then.
No, ma'am. You're thinking of push-ups and pull pops.
Yeah, push-ups and pull pops. You got to exercise for them. We don't sell them unless you can drop and give me 20.
Exactly. That's how you know you're having.
That's how you earned it. You got to earn it.
Yeah. Ma'am, you have to watch Rocky 1, 2, and 3.
3 back to back.
If you want to relieve yourself of this meal we're making out of this,
you got to work it off. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what we're about here at Big Boys Podcast. It's the work.
We're putting the work in, putting in the man hours.
We sure are. I'm over here in Los Angeles, working my way towards redemption one step at a time. Sure.
I'm not on the other coast. We could literally say we're coast to coast.
I mean, we're coast to half a coast. I don't know how the maps work.
I mean, I guess I'm pretty close to the Gulf of Mexico, all things considered.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's an ocean a couple miles away down here. Yeah. So, hey, you heard it here first. We're coast to coast, baby.
We're coast to somewhat coast.
Yeah, we're close to coast.
Huh. Hey, we could say ocean to ocean and not be lying.
Is it not the same ocean?
No, you're on the Pacific. The Gulf of Mexico is, I think, part of the Atlantic.
Well, fucking A, there we go. Look who knows maps over here.
Yeah, look at me. I'm a regular cartographer.
Whoa, and a big word.
Yeah.
Someone's just stepped up the IQ points of this podcast.
I went up a whole half a point. Yeah, here we go. Gulf of Mexico is an ocean basin in a marginal sea of the Atlantic Ocean. So we are ocean to ocean. That's a tiny bit of a stretch, but not really a lie.
No, not at all. Ocean to ocean, secreting our potion. Bust out your lotion. Oh, God, don't masturbate while you're listening to us.
Like, hey, DFW is not that close to the Gulf. I'll say, well, compared to what? It's certainly close to the Gulf compared to, like, Las Vegas.
And, I'll say, hey, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
I think, if we can get people to listen just for the sake of correcting us, that's a win for the day, I think.
And I'll say, hey, as long as you listen to everything else and give it a thumbs up, critique whatever you want. Yeah.
You know what? At this juncture, why not? Let's take a thumbs down. Let's take the hit. It's better than if the tree falls in the woods and somebody comes and kicks that tree and tells it it's fucking worthless. At least someone knows that it exists, right?
Does the tree care? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what the tree really worries about. When it falls in the woods, is nobody there to see it?
It's instead of being like, oh God, I fell down.
Yeah, everyone knows how that analogy goes. The tree's just falling down and just like, but do I exist?
Yeah, the tree is having an out of body experience. It's having like a philosophical nightmare.
It's a real 200-year midlife crisis. Is someone gonna count my rings?
Is someone gonna count any of our rings? Yeah, that's the deep stuff. Yeah.
For sure, man. That sounds like a podcast that you could lead.
Yeah, kind of the If a Tree Falls in the Woods podcast.
Yeah. Well, you you dress like a retired lumberjack.
Yeah, who got fat.
I was going to say, like early retired lumberjack. Who maybe a guy who showed up on the first day and said, no, thank you, but I'll keep the work clothes.
There's work here? I just wanted the look.
Yeah, exactly.
All I need to do is throw on a flannel shirt and maybe something like a beanie toboggan or something.
Honestly, I was going to say for you, just the beanie toboggan. I don't know when the fuck I don't see you in a flannel shirt. That's
I'm more of a t-shirt man, but
Well, you are, but let me rephrase that. When there's, a party to be had or a fancy place to go to, when do I not see you in a flannel shirt?
Yeah, I definitely go for plaid. That's my too. All else fails, wear plaid. I'm a believer.
Yeah, I got to get some more plaid myself. I got to get more shirts in general. I think people are catching on to the fact that I only have like 5 shirts here.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat between the ones that don't fit anymore and the ones I can't find because.
Yeah. Well, it's a separate boat for me because I can very well find where the rest of my clothes are. In fact, I'm talking to the man who has all of them.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. What's going on with all that?
I don't know. Dude, I can't. My mom does so much for me, man. I'm not gonna just poke and prod her and just like, hey, I'd like to. And it's such a stupid thing too. Like most people generally do their laundry once a week, but it's just like it's too much. I'm used to doing it just once a month. I'm used to
do it when I run out of stuff.
Yeah, I'm used to doing it like it's a whole work shift for the day.
And I'm the worst, like, especially with putting it away. Like, a lot of times I wear my underwear out of the dryer until there's no more in the dryer, and then it's like, oh, it's time to do laundry again.
Listen to the privilege on this man, ladies and gentlemen. Has a washer and dryer in his apartment, his own.
My own. I purchased with my own money.
Let me tell you something, buddy. On the main streets of Culver City, you don't get that out here.
The place tried to charge me for them, and I was like, "Nah, dog, I got my own."
That's right. What are they? What are they? Okay, dog.
I wouldn't let them take advantage of me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Sorry, coaches." Yeah.
Like, oh, we got to respect you, dog. You're clearly from the streets. You dress like a lumberjack.
I think I just fell off the turnip truck. They were wrong.
What is that expression from?
I don't know. I've just heard it before. You think I just fell off the turnip truck? It's kind of like you think I was born yesterday.
Yeah, I understand, but like, what is the significance? Like, there's so many sayings out there, dude, that I find myself saying, and then like I'm just afterwards like, what does that even mean? Like, what does it mean to fall off a turnip truck? What turnip?
I couldn't tell you the etymology of.
Not interested in putting in the effort into that. Just only if it's in regards to Tyson beating the shit out of somebody.
Or oceans, yeah.
Hey, I was surprised by that. And you used etymology. God damn, the vocab on Sorrels today. I got it. You know what? You're getting it. I was thinking about maybe not, but hey.
Right here. The idiom has been used since the 1970s. All it took was one simple Google search. And alludes to someone from the country hitching a ride into town on a turnip truck. The turnip was regarded to be a rural vegetable and considered to be food of the poor. So basically, it's kind of like saying you think I'm a clueless rube. Somebody just got into.
Yes, I see. Many peeps out here think that I fell off the turnip truck, and you know what? They are somewhat right, but
from your experience out there so far, does it seem like people there kind of have the attitude it seems from what I've seen, like people I've met from New York or other stuff, do people have the idea that like if you're not from like LA or New York, like everything in between, it's just nothing, like that they're just idiots, that they're rubes, like,
No, John, I don't live in a romantic comedy.
Okay.
It's funny enough because there are very much people that are from New York, and they have that pride of, well, I'm from New York, like fucking LA's the sticks or something. So it's interesting. No, I think people just take pride about where they're from, and
it seems just like from what I've seen of people that I've met from New York and what I've seen in like the media and stuff, people from New York seem to have this idea that like everywhere else is somehow still living like 100 years behind, like it's just nothing. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I mean it's a bit ridiculous in that regard, for sure. But like, I'll say that like it is definitely the most populated city in America, so they have that working for the argument. Not much else.
It's literally just okay. You have more people. It doesn't really mean anything.
Well, I think what the significance of the argument that they're trying to make perhaps aren't doing so well as is that everything is a lot more fast paced.
I guess I get that, but my thought is it's like they think they're so enlightened, I guess is the right word, and it's like,
oh, I don't get that at all. Yeah.
Up there, like,
I think that's more of an LA thing, is thinking you're enlightened.
What's that?
I said I think LA is more of we're so enlightened out here. New York is more of like, I ain't got time for this. I'm from New York. That was a terrible accent, but
like, how many people in New York like are born and die like in the same neighborhood, and then they act like people not from New York have like, you don't know how the world works, and it's like, And I'm not trying to dog on anybody from New York. It's just kind of an attitude that I've kind of observed,
Sure. You may not be trying to dog on anybody from New York, Jonathan, but you are dogging on people from New York.
Well, if it came on.
Hey, you come over to their neighborhood with that? You come up into their neighborhood?
And they're gonna be like, "Are you talking to me?"
Mm-hmm. It is kind of a delight, like hearing people like these guys that just like, you know, like they just want to be Joe Pesci so bad, you know, and it's like, oh, you know, I was born, and I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and just like, I got to bite my tongue because it's just like, oh no shit, I was taking Biloxi with that fucking accent.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You're telling me that accent's not South Carolina?
And actually, you know, that's not even the part that rubs me the wrong way, if we could say that, because it really doesn't. And, but like, the only part that I would like take issue is, and it's nothing to do with the accent or anything like that. It's just when people kind of take pride being, you know, gangsters, like, you know, I'm just like, dude, there are fucking, you know, there are psychos all over the world, guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you come into a small town Texas going, well, you know, I'm from New York. I've done some stuff in the past. Like, cool. Guess nobody's gonna ever hear from you again because you're not making it out of here alive. If you like,
yeah, everybody's gonna already have preconceived.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, don't feed into that stereotype. Yeah, we're just talking shit. What do we know?
Well, some of this I've noticed too. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right with that statement. I'm not trying to contradict you, but a guy I work with, a friend of mine at work, he's originally from New York. Now he's been down here in Texas like 25 years, but he offers a real unique perspective because he's talked about like, now I'm sure New York has changed a lot since he's moved away, but just kind of his perspective of like how it was then and what he thought and like kind of how he's changed since he's been down here. And it's just, I don't know, just kind of an interesting perspective.
Yeah. Was this the guy who trained you?
Well, I worked with him in my previous department.
Oh, okay. So not the.
He's basically like a skinny version of me. That's really what it boils down to.
Whoa.
It's kind of wild. I'm John. His name is Jonathan.
Oh, so he's the refined version of you.
Especially since I started growing my beard long, because he had his long first. It used to be the only way, like, the only polite way to get the difference between us was like long beard or short. Well, then when I started growing mine long, it was like basically the only thing left is to say fat or skinny. Because it's like if somebody didn't really know specifically, they'd be like, hey,
yeah.
For John, it'd be like John or Jonathan. It's like, well, he has glasses. Yeah, that's both of them. It's like he's got a beard. Okay, that's both of them.
Yeah.
He used to have long hair. He cut it a couple years ago. Long story short, because he had some health stuff and ended up cutting his hair. But at the time, he had long hair. It's like, well, he's got long hair. That's both of them.
Yeah.
Like, well, this one's got red hair, and he'd be like, well, both of them kind of have a red beard because he's got like a lot of red in his beard. So I'd be like, okay, was he fat or skinny? Like,
yeah,
that's basically what it boiled down to.
I was going to say, I suspect this is why there's so many Johns out there with either the nickname of Big John or Little John. But then you got to throw in irony in the mix, and like so many Big Johns are smaller, and so many Little Johns are bigger. You know.
Well, you know, and that's another thing I've noticed too. It's just a funny human observation. Is it's like nobody ever really asked if we were related till I started growing my beard long. And then after that, it's like literally all they saw was glasses and beard. And they'd be like, are you two brothers or something? And it's like, no, we're not related, born on like completely different sides of the country. Like,
yeah, different sides of the ocean, huh?
Like 10 years older than me. So, yeah.
Dude, my brain is so terrible. Like, we just came up with a saying. What are we calling it? Not coast to coast? What?
Ocean. Yeah.
Ocean to ocean, yeah.
That's what it is. Big boys broadcasting ocean to ocean.
Yep. With short-term memory loss.
What was that again? Yeah.
Hi! Well played, sir. Well played. I was just going to assume that people naturally thought that you guys were related. And like, oh, I don't even have to bring it up.
No, it's just weird. Nobody ever asked until like I started growing my beard longer, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Those two guys grew beards." There's no way they're doing that independently. Yeah.
it's not like that's something that's achieved some degree of popularity in the last few years. They must be related. Like,
what's hilarious to me too is that, like, you know, as I'm sure you know, red hair is a recessive trait, and so just like people can't even comprehend. Well, Joe's got kind of a red beard. I'm assuming because he's got like kind of Kevin's thing too, like where he's got blonde hair, red beard. But like people just can't like comprehend sometimes the fact that me and my brother Kevin are brothers just because, you know, he's got blonde hair and a red beard. It's just like it's a fucking recessive trait, you know.
And a lot of that depends on genetics too, because when sometimes people are mixed like that, it's like they only have one like part of the gene. According to what I've read, I must be like literally like 1 in a million or something, because from what I've read, both parents have to carry the gene to be able to pass it. But literally no one on my mom's side of the family that I know of has red hair. You start seeing it on my dad's. Like my dad's beard used to be real red.
I was gonna say I could see it. Your dad, yeah.
Hair when he was younger, it's gotten darker as he's gotten older, but
because Joe just looks like a mini me of your dad. So
oh yeah, my dad Josiah knows exactly what he's gonna look like in like 30 years. Like, you know,
yeah. Basically,
he's just a shorter version.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing that's crazy about genetics is like my grandfather on my dad's side was about like my brother's size. He wasn't that tall. I mean, he wasn't like super short, but not that tall kind of guy. And then like my dad and all his brothers are like 6'2".
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes with me, you know, like my dad is 6'2", Kevin's like 6'2", 6'3". Most of the men on my dad's side of the family are, you know, all over 6 foot with the exception of me and one cousin. And like, same with all the dudes, all the men on my mom's side of the family. They're all over 6 foot, except for my grandfather, her dad. It was a shorter guy. He was shorter than me. He was like 5'6", 5'7", something like that.
Well, you know, it's a mix like that because my mom's dad was quite tall and thin, and I see that a lot of my cousins. My uncle on that side of the family is like he's like 6 foot. He's not like super tall, but he's, you know, certainly not short. He's about 6 foot tall. But I got one cousin that's like actually both of them might be about 6'3".
This is the problem with genetics.
They're like tall and skinny, and it's like, and now I'm sitting here getting mad because it's like, how come everybody's tall and skinny? Okay, my brother's not tall, but at least he's skinny. It's like I got somewhat tall. I'm like too tall to be short and too short to be tall. I'm like 5'11". I'm barely bucking like the national average. I guess
dude,
I'm tall.
Yeah, come on, buddy. That's a good height. That's a fun height. That's nice. You know, I'm right below you there with the 5'9.5". You know, I'm humbly saying that
but it's also like, how come everybody's thin but me? Like, you know,
that was gonna be my original joke. I thought you were going that way. I was like, are you throwing a fucking hissy fit at the Pizza Hut? Like, how come everyone's skinny but me? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, as I'm just sitting there eating like
yeah, dipping your fucking whole pizza into the garlic sauce.
He's like, this needs more butter. Like,
yeah, I feel fat.
And then fucking crying, but like still eating.
Yeah. Might as well be crying tears of butter. It's maybe my mind of just like the thinking of that and like how really crappy humor that was, because now like people need to understand that you and I have known each other since we were 9 or 10, and like so fat jokes with you and me. That's just part of our history. Like I'm not making
good humor. It's like,
yeah, and it's also like I'm leaning into what you do yourself. You know what I mean?
The only people are gonna object to some of these like, I don't have a good way to word it, but they're, you know,
yeah, you don't have to.
The only way I can word it's gonna make it worse, but yeah.
Yeah, so don't. But I was just saying like how like the transition of the mind of that, like, man, you're such a crappy person. Like, people are going to think you're making fat jokes, you know, and like, and God, I need to really check out The Whale with Brendan Fraser. That's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
this is getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah, this is the issue with ADHD, my friend.
Hey, this could be the thing. It'd be like, hey, look on the bright side. Maybe you could be the next whale, huh?
Yeah.
There's your in for your career. Look.
Whale 2, Free Willy come home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's literally me just trying to like jump over a fence, but instead I'm kind of like tumbling over it.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't really know too much about The Whale other than I hear it's an exceptional drama. I love Brendan Fraser. But wouldn't that be nice to see them combine those two movies into a grand epic? Free Willy and The Whale. And just, you bring back Michael Madsen. You know, I don't remember anything about Free Willy, but I get tickled thinking that, you know, Michael, who's going to be great for this child animal epic? Who's going to be great as like a role model, as an adult figure? Michael Madsen. Yeah. No, I just saw this movie where he cuts the face of a cop while dancing. No. This is the guy we need for this Disney film.
Yeah.
Like he always sounds like he just got done smoking 9 cigarettes at a time. Let's have a scene where he's offering advice to this child.
Well, you know, sometimes somebody needs that kind of figure, you know?
Hey, you're talking to one of them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is he's a man I aspire to be. I just want to let you know, kid, that sometimes whales, well, they don't need to be free. It's your willy that... Oh, wait.
All I'm saying is sometimes people need oil for their lamps. But yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, right, whales. God damn it. Yeah, I'm so educated. Yeah.
Took you a second. Yeah.
You know, I just learned that a lot of the things that power lamps are the oil that comes from these whales. So what I'm gonna need you to do, kid, is make a really long lasso and tie it around Willie and just keep him in place.
I'm gonna need you to do it. Think about where energy comes from before you can.
Ask yourself, what is the price of freedom, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. You're scared of the dark, aren't you? How do you... Yes, I am, Michael Madsen. When you're around.
Well, I wasn't before. Are you staying here all night? Because
yeah. Let me tell you, kid. The only thing that's going to keep me and you away from keep the darkness and me away from you is the lamp. I'm killing the whale right now, Michael. I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's like that whale right now is the only thing that stands with us. It's like, as we all know, it's not the darkness. It's what's in the darkness.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's fascinating. They weren't able to green light a third Free Willy.
A Free Willy, dude. You made that go really dark. Like,
yeah. I think we just found our new Free Willy script. Yeah. Free Willy 3. Escape from Michael Madsen. You can run on that. You can ride that whale all you want, kid. I'll still be coming for you.
The ocean's a big place. He's like, but not big enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still find a way to smoke underwater.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, he's in there in like one of those old school scuba tanks or scuba suits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where like the hose runs down to it, but he's got a cigarette inside there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the fucking submarine. You just hear like through the water just that song from Reservoir Dogs. And I don't know how I came here tonight.
Mr. Madsen, that's a fire hazard with the oxygen.
Yeah. What is he doing with this shave razor fucking below sea? You know, we gotta find a way to light up the world. And the only way to do that is to plunge further into darkness. Free Willy.
It's always dark.
Dude, how many Free Willies did they make? I feel like it was only 2 that I know of, but I also am kind of thinking maybe there was some direct-to-DVD or direct-to-VHS.
I think as far as theatrical, there was only maybe 2.
Yeah, I think so.
There may have been.
That was, yeah.
According to Wikipedia, there's 4.
That's when Michael Madsen got like, if you guys aren't gonna make the city darker, we're not gonna plunge into that well. By this 3rd fucking movie, I'm out.
Free Willy escaped Japan. That's another good whaling reference in case.
Yeah, no, I was on with that one. I caught that one.
Yeah, okay.
Escape from
2010. It was called Escape from Pirates Cove because I guess we got to get pirates in there now.
Yeah. Oh man. Still like a old boy Free Willy. Yeah.
I'm trying to look now. So there were 4. I'm trying to see. 4 was definitely straight to
VHS.
Yeah, straight. Well, 4 was actually 2010. It was straight to DVD.
Oh, damn. That was way late.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I think 3 might have also been theaters, although it made like almost no money.
That makes me wonder of like what movies were coming out and around that time that somebody was like, you know what we need? Another Free Willy.
We need a 3rd Free Willy.
Because I would say that's a cash grab, but who the fuck cared about Free Willy in 2010?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well,
maybe the pirate movies. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. They wanted a whale, work some pirates in. They're just hoping they'll grab some kid's attention in the store. And oh, this is good. It's got Bindi Irwin in it.
Wait. Of the Stingray deceased Irwins?
Yeah, as in Steve Irwin's daughter? Yeah.
Yeah, no, what you said was much more pleasant.
And Beau Bridges.
Oh, what? Dude, now I have to see this. You got some Beau Bridges in there. I'm on board.
Yeah. It's Bindi Irwin and Beau Bridges. I wish I could make that up, but honestly, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. That is a powerhouse of a cast right there.
Yeah, right there. It's like Bindi Irwin and Beau Bridges. And I swear to God, if a Stingray is some sort of villain in there, that would be the...
Interesting replacement for Michael Madsen, Beau Bridges.
Yeah.
But I can kind of see it.
I think he's a pirate.
What?
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the Wikipedia thing and there's the cover... And it says, it's Free Willy Escape from Pirates Cove. And she's sitting there.
Okay. So then I know for sure now that, like, they had to, if they obviously didn't have Johnny Depp in mind, they definitely had Michael Madsen in mind. Because I could see him more of a pirate than I could see Beau Bridges.
Yeah, and there's Beau Bridges standing in the back on some rocks dressed like a pirate. Well, I think it's Beau Bridges, some guy dressed in the back like a pirate, you know.
Yeah. Well, honestly... Seeing Michael Madsen as anything other than Michael Madsen is a bit of a stretch. But if he was going to do some character work, you know, he's got a piratey kind of voice, you know.
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
Yeah, but Beau Bridges, man, if he's not playing like some kind of, you know, government official, like I don't know.
Robert Irwin, Steve's son, is also in there. He plays Pirate Boy. It says.
You know, I was gonna, you know, I was all against this fourth Free Willy, but then you said you were gonna replace me with Beau. What do I have to do to get back on board? Because that, you know what? Fuck me, man. I feel like it's got it. Like, I can't be the first one having this thought. Surely some studio exec, but like, give me a cop drama, straight to DVD, straight to video on demand. Cop drama with Beau Bridges and Michael Madsen, baby.
Yeah,
right.
I'd watch that.
I'd watch the shit out of that, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I also love these old, like, you know, these cop dramas that are, you know, straight to video on demand. Like, you know, in the case of Steven Seagal, where like they're clearly too old to play this part now, but then they have to find like an older actor than that actor to like just kind of sell it. You know, and like I feel like that might be the only, like, Beau Bridges might be just slightly older enough to, you know, be Michael Madsen's boss, because it's like if Michael Madsen is the rogue cop that no one can hold, like, who the fuck is going to be older than Michael Madsen at this point?
Well, I mean, he's not that old. He's 65.
That's pretty old to be a beat cop,
Oh,
working the streets.
I see what you mean. I thought you were.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, when Steven Seagal is like, he's playing like a fucking Navy SEAL. It's like, yeah, I think he would have fucking aged out of that by now.
He's like 57 and fat.
Yeah. It's like, no, we thank you for your application, Steven. But fuck no.
For at least some degree of realism here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like you and I are like bordering on aging out of like, or at least applying, I'm pretty sure I'm too old to even get into the military now, right?
The Air Force has a cutoff age of 39.
Oh, well, hey.
Honestly, I've thought about it. If I could get down to weight.
Yeah? You could just quit cursing Pizza Hut and the world?
Just starve myself for like 2 months.
Wait a second. Is it only the Air Force?
Each branch kind of has their own cutoff age.
I was going to say, my concern for you is, of course, the eyesight thing. But obviously, you could do more than just fly a plane.
Yeah. Obviously, I couldn't be a pilot, but there's lots of other things,
Yeah, not without your glasses.
My glasses. The Millhouse. Oh, my glasses.
Yeah. I love how we're being so cutesy about it, and then, of course, what happens when you find your glasses? You just take out a whole fucking Cambodian village. Well, I found my glasses. Now I can pilot this drone.
Okay, see, for the Army, you have to be the cutoff age is 35.
Okay, I'm still in. Well, I mean, I have half a record right now, so I don't think they'd be too pleased about that.
Honestly, depending on everything, they might take you, I mean, sometimes that's a good way to kind of make things go away.
That's something to think about. But no. How many... Dude, I've already had enough midlife crisis before 40. Like, I don't need another one. Let me just ride this one out. I feel like I'm making some progress here. As I said, I'm gonna submit, and then who knows? Maybe God willing, before the year's out, I could be playing Michael Madsen's degenerate son.
Yeah.
When we're out there whaling, Brian.
The Marines cut off at 28. Yeah, the Air Force is 39.
Yeah. Well, this podcast I try to cut off in about an hour, and we're at like 1 hour and 7. So let's go ahead and sign it off.
Okay. I mean, that's a good sign. It's flowing.
It's a good flow, man. We're flowing on the same cycle.
I think we just need to try and have a little direction. Maybe we need like a subject, like a theme for each one.
Yeah, maybe you need to put some effort. And I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. If you want to bring a theme to something we're talking about, I'm for it.
I will say today's theme is costumes.
Are you saying the whole conversation we just had was about costumes?
No. I would say, like, for example.
Okay. So you know what? Next one's going to be about costumes. Or maybe we save that for Halloween. Okay.
Costumes are the theme. So,
dude, you and I are so ADHD prone. Like, that theme is going to be, done with in 2 minutes, and then we're just going to be twiddling our thumbs.
You're like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah. There's a Jack Sparrow costume. There's you could be like a sexy nurse. And that's all I got. And with that, this has been another episode of Big Boys. Don't kill the whales. I'll be to say. Most importantly, don't ever pay attention to anything we say. And we're out. Okay? We're going. Adios, buddy.
All right.
All right, later, man.
Oh, my stars and stripes. How about that for an episode, dear listener? We covered so much ground. Not sure where to begin with what to talk about. Let's see, we started with a little bit of about my probation updates, which I have even more updates to give you now. But in short, things are still up in the air. They're less so up in the air than they were when we recorded this. But in a week's time, as a week's time from when you're listening to this, which will be tomorrow, Thursday. I'm recording this now, Thursday. Wait, no, Wednesday. Anyways, I'm a week away from hearing about the final verdict on whether my transfer is going to be accepted or denied. I'll hear the final saying from the LA County Probation Office, telling me whether or not they think I should stay or I should go now. I gotta tell you though, dear listener and dear LA Probation Office, if you're out there, if you do let me stay, I swear, there will be no trouble. And if I have to go, well, you know what? I've been working on myself so much, I dare say there won't even be double. No, not double or single trouble. None from this guy. Because he's still making an effort, dear listener. Going through the steps, making 5 to 10 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings a week. Oh yeah, there shall be no trouble. No trouble at all. We talked about how we were coming to you from ocean to ocean. I'm still gonna assume that is correct. Your boy is not going to look at a map unless he has to. And even when he does, he plans to let Google do the work for him. So if I'm incorrect in saying that we are broadcasting from ocean to ocean, you know what? I don't care if I'm wrong, because it feels so good thinking I'm right. Also, Sir John and I, well, we did dabble in talking a sweet bit of shit about New York City, didn't we? I'd say we delighted in it too, perhaps a little too much, for neither of us are really that engulfed in the culture of the sweet NYC. So perhaps once again we were just two dum-dums talking about things we didn't know. I've only had a few reactions from some people that were born and raised in the NYC area, and you know what? Most of them were delightful folks. In fact, I would even go as far as to say all of them were. For as much as I knew them, I just found some things humorous and decided to make a joke about it, because that's what we do on this show, dear listener. We underthink a lot of things and we apologize for them later, which is what I'm doing now. In New York City, if you're out there and you're listening, I sure hope that you forgive us. And if not, well, hey, go fuck yourself, as you say out there. We also discussed Michael Madsen, which I don't think he's from New York, but you know what? He could be. He could be. And what a delightful actor that man is. Hollywood, if you're listening, and I know you are, give Mr. Madsen more work. He deserves it. He's put in the effort. For fuck's sake, he was in a Free Willy movie. Was he in 2? I honestly don't remember. 3? Maybe, perhaps, why not? Why did he stop playing Tony Cipriani in the Grand Theft Auto series? Did you not want to have a career, Michael? Riddle me that. And what else did we discuss in this episode? Well, you know what? You might be able to tell, dear listener, that I'm actually looking at notes for the first time, and I feel like it's interrupting my flow, my connection with you. So I'm going to put the phone down with the notes, and I'm just going to talk with you with a straight stream of consciousness. You're going to get my my full stream. Full steam and full stream ahead. That's what I'm offering you, dear listener. And that's what the Big Boys Podcast is all about. We'd like to remind you once again that if you're willing and able, you can always leave us a voice message on the Anchor or Spotify app. There, we'll listen to it, perhaps converse about it on our next episode, perhaps the one after that. It's really hard to say, but we'll never know unless you leave us a voice message. Oh, do leave us that voice message, dear listener. How we long for your voice in the form of a message. Also want to plug the places that you could find us on the internet. That's where we keep this podcast. You could find us at on Spotify or the Anchor app or YouTube at Big Boys Podspot. There you'll be able to scroll upon all the old episodes of yesteryear and hear the sound of my sweet serenading voice, along with Sir John the Great. What a treat. What a treat for us all to be alive and breathing today over a microphone. And in closing, I'd like to say as usual, Como se llama, hermana? Lo siento, Pelopinto. Farewell, all those in North Texas, and good night, Los Angeles. I've been Brian Hickey, and this, once again, was the Big Boys Podcast.